Hi everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today I decided that, I really loved doing the birds I did in one of my last videos, and I decided what I want to do is I kind of want to do like a bird series. So that's what I'm going to do. I did find a whole bunch of birds. You guys, I did not purposely look for bluebirds. That just seemed to be what kept coming up. And somehow I looked at that and I said, oh, it must be a sign. So we are going to do a bluebird series. So, except for this one's got lots of other colors in it, and it is another hummingbird. But so we are going to do one, possibly two of these today. I did cut out some different birds, so you can see some that are kind of more plain like these, which I love this bird so much. I did this one, and I left the little stick on the biggest one that I cut out for this one. This one is super cute because it has the little egg nest. And so what I did was I cut it off from the first one that I cut out. And I thought, why did I do that? I was going to use it, but I thought, why did I cut the nest out? So I left it on the middle one, and I was actually kind of glad I did it that way. But I did keep the other two eggs. I cut it off of the smallest one as well. So we're going to sort of stack these eggs kind of like this so that they have a 3D look as well as the birds. So I thought that would be kind of pretty. I did take out some bling and some charms and things too, because I have some various ideas that I want to possibly do. I'm going to put her aside. I got to remember that I've put those aside and where they're at. These are the ones that I'm for sure not going to do today. I look at this one. I got a little parrot too. So this is another one. Super duper cute. Isn't that adorable? I love that one. I used to have a parakeet, not a parrot, parakeet. I used to have a parakeet that looked like that when I was young. I don't think I'm going to do this one, but I'm going to leave it out because I'm just not sure. And I'm definitely going to do one of these. These are flying birds. And you'll see why I'm going to do one of them, because I did one this morning and I absolutely loved the way it came out. So I am going to do one of these. This one's a little smaller. This one's a little bigger. And it has more flighty wings. So I thought that was kind of cool. So, and then this one is super pretty, and it's got, some of the white flowers in it. It's kind of lighter in color. Let me show you. This is the one I made this morning, and I put it on a skewer stick, and I added some beads to this. I don't have many beads with big enough holes to go over this. I did sand it down just a little bit, and then some of these had bigger holes than the stick, so I had to, I did resin between these and made sure they were going to be on there really good. And I added one of my little earring embellishments, but you can see here, this is her pretty face. Look at that. And I put glass glitter on her wings and tail and part of the flowers down here. So she came out absolutely gorgeous. And this is how I did the back. All I did was I hot glued it down to the back side, and then I put resin over the stick and the back side of the bird, and that's what the back looks like. So this was meant to be a little plant stick. So when you put it in your plant, the back side is going to be facing the wall or whatever. So it doesn't matter that the back side is not completely finished off. So here, let me do this. I'm going to put it on here so you guys can really get a good look at it. So that's what she looks like. Isn't she gorgeous? I'm so proud of this one. I am just thrilled. And then I've also got the two that I did in my last video, which is this one. And of course, she's gorgeous, and she's on the stick pin. And then this one is also on a stick pin, and she is also very, very gorgeous. So these are the three that I've made so far. I'm super excited about these. Now, they won't all be stick pins or plant sticks. Some of them I think I will probably just make the birds. And then, because I think they would be very pretty placed like on top of a box, a decorative box, you know, the wooden boxes that I like to do. So I want to do some that I can use as embellishments for other projects as well, and or maybe giveaways, or just to sell the birds by themselves in my Etsy shop. We'll see. I am going to be doing smaller giveaways these days, and wouldn't it be fun to have one of these as a giveaway? I've already got my first giveaway that I'm starting this year is a what is it? It's a fairy butterfly, and I'm going to try every month to do a giveaway. So, but they will be smaller items so that I can afford the shipping, you guys. So that's kind of the way it's going to work. But they will all be pretty items. So, what we're going to do, I think we're going to do, I really want to do this one, but I think we're going to do this one first, and I'm going to put that one aside and do that another day. We're going to do this one, and if I get to do a second one, I want to do the one with the eggs. So I'm going to leave that one up there. And what I'm going to do, first things first, we're going to start resining this. What you're going to need too is some foam tape, double-sided foam tape. And that's so that you can put space between each of the birds to give it that sort of 3D effect. So what I'm going to do, and what I did with my last one, I'm going to cut right between the wings right here, because I want these wings to be at sort of different levels. And I'm going to take off that little corner right there on that one. So they will kind of go like that. And each section will go at a different, sort of at a different level. I'm going to cut it in just like that. Cut that corner just a tad. And so the way that I'm going to resin this time is I am going to leave the wings out. I'm just going to resin the body first, the part that is going to be flat right now. And so that's where we're going to start with this. And each one of these birds has had at least 2 layers of resin, because I do this layer, and then when I do the glass glitter, I do a layer. But I did figure that really all I need to do is to brush a layer of, thin layer of resin onto my bird, and then put the glass glitter over that. So we don't need a lot to add the glass glitter. So she's going under my lamp for about 3 minutes, and we're going to take and do the next one and the next one, and we're just going to kind of get this process done. I think I'm going to leave that corner on that one. So we'll do the body on this one. And this is J. Diction UV resin, you guys. I will put a link to the resin in the description menu. And if for some reason I forget to do that, you guys, you can always go to one of my other resin videos, and you can either find the link to the J. Diction or the Let's resin, or some of them I put the link to the hard glue resin that I get from Temu. So let's put this one under there. And this one I'm going to pull out, and it's still soft. So what I want to do is I want to bend it down because it tends to want to cup up. So I'm going to sort of bend it down that way, put it back under the light, and it will completely flatten out. So it'll be perfect the way that I want it. Okay, and now I just want to fold that a little bit so I know where to end my resin. And do the smallest one. Okay, I went pretty thick with that one. So I'm going to take Big Bird out and put that one in next. And now the middle-sized bird, we're going to fold it over like that. And I'm actually cupping it a little bit that way because when I put it back in here, it's going to flatten out. So there's our big one. And it's nice and it's actually pretty flat. I can adjust it a little bit because it's still a little bit soft. So this one is pretty much the way that I want it. And I want to make sure on this one too that the body is not curling up down here. And this one I can go ahead and bend it a little bit. There we go. So next we're going to take and we're going to do our wings. So now I'm going to do this wing first and the other wing separately because I want to be able to have the wings laying flat. I'm going to take my paper towel. There's a little bit right between those two and I don't want it dripping. And let's see. Actually, what I could do, honestly, is I could take and put my glass glitter. I use Floracraft glass glitter. You can see this this jar is almost gone. And I use Twinklets. I like the Floracraft because I feel like somehow I get a little bit more sparkle from this brand. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the pieces of glass are bigger. I don't know. But I do tend to like this best. But be careful working with glass glitter, you guys, because it will cut your fingers. So I'm going to put that one under the light. And then I'm going to do this one, and we're going to do this wing. And this way, I won't even have to resin these wings again. The wings don't need to be super thick, and they are a little more pliable if I don't continue adding layers of resin, so that if I do need to kind of move something around, it's a little easier to do if the resin isn't so thick. And I'm going to pop that one under the light, and next we're going to do this last baby bird. And we'll get her wing resined, and then we'll start on the big wings. And I need to try and kind of find something to lay her on because the big wings come forward. The little wings are sort of staying back. So, and then I will add some diamond dust also over some of these flowers. Let's see, that one, and we'll put that under there, and this one is good, and you can see that beautiful, beautiful glass glitter shine just on that wing. And let's get this stuff out of here, and I have a drip of resin on there that I don't want. Okay, so I need to get, I don't know if this will work or not. I think it's too close to the top. What I may need to do is, this one's good enough. I'm going to take out my plate that's in my UV lamp, and I'm going to put this little thing under there, and these I'll have to do sort of one at a time so that I can lay them this odd way and not have dripping going on all over the place. And I do want to make sure that this wing is bent the way that I want it, like that, and I need to hold it like this so that it's not dripping everywhere. And I'm going to put the glass glitter mostly around the edges of the wings, because you're not going to see much of the inside portion of the biggest and the middle sized bird. So I'm going to set her down and let her have a couple of minutes under the sun. And let's just kind of scoot that over. And then maybe I can take this other little lid here and use it to do this one. And you don't have to do a bigger, like a huge bend on, you know, each layer, because we're using that foam tape in between them. So that gives them space so that those wings can have their movement in them. And I'm sorry, I've got to do this. They can have their movement in them, but they don't have to be like super duper flappy. So we're going to put this in my lamp, and we're going to lay this medium-sized bird right on top of that. And I think this one is good, so we're going to use that jar that was on to do this smallest one. Now the smallest one, I am flapping the wing a little bit more forward, this back wing, because I want it to, you know, really show movement. And I want to give myself some space between the middle and the top bird in case I want to put extra bling or something in there. I've got the space to add it. Okay, and then let's see, we've got some resin running through there, and it's going to stick to that jar, and then I'm going to be frustrated because I'm going to have a problem getting it apart. So I'm just taking out some of this drippy resin right here, because we do have a little bit dripping behind there. And I'm going to pop it under that lamp and get it going, because we need to get that to start curing, and that one doesn't want to sit on that jar very well. There we go. Got it. Okay, so this one, you can see both wings are glass glittered. And then I'm going to add some glass glitter to the tail and to these flowers here. So I'm just going to add the resin sort of over those flowers. I'm not worried about, you know, really that the resin is covering the whole thing. It doesn't really matter. Because you're going to see the glass glitter no matter what. It's going to be pretty much all over the bird and the flowers, so we're fine. And again, I'm wiping between, and I'm pushing any glass glitter that might be at the edge, I'm pushing it in so that it's not hanging over the edge. So this little girl now is going to sit back under the light, and we're going to get this one and do the same thing. Just like that, only on the flowers and the tail. We don't want it to get on her face and everything else, because we don't really, I mean, you could do that. If you want a sparkly face, you can do that. Sometimes I will sparkle like the heads, you know, like up here, or maybe just down here on the white would be pretty. So it's your choice, really. It's your choice as to how you want to do that. That one's ready. We're going to put that little girl in there. And I knew this one was going to stick. Oh, good. It didn't stick hard. Okay, good. So now we've got to get this one done. This is our, I think this is our medium-sized one. Okay. It's not easy to work with this glass glitter once it gets down to almost nothing in the jar. It's hard to get it out. Okay, so she's ready to go back under, and glass glitter is getting put aside. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I've got a few things here. I'm going to take, look at this too. Robin sent me this little bear ornament, and she actually had it put into a little envelope, but the envelope was kind of cut on the side. You could tell it was an envelope she had gotten something in. But I had these that my friend Kareth sent me a long time ago, and I still have some left. It's a little thank you note. Remember that you are not alone. Isn't that special, you guys? I love these little cards, and I don't want to get rid of all of them. I don't know where to buy these because I do love them so much. And look at how sweet that looks in that little envelope. Oh my goodness. Somebody's going to be getting that. Somebody's going to get that special little gift. And Robin would be thrilled to have somebody else receive this. She actually tells me when she sends me her gift packages to please feel free to share with anybody I want to share with. So I'm allowed to share Robin's stuff, and she actually loves when we share. So that kind of makes me happy. Okay, this one, I don't know why I left this one leaf right here, but it just doesn't fit. We need to use the nippers because that resin has really taken hold. Just like that. Just like that. Okay, now I feel better. Yeah, it's not on this one either. Okay. All right then. So we've got big, medium, and small. And look at all those gorgeous glass glittered birds. Oh my word, they are so pretty. And you could even take these, you guys, if you wanted to mirror image these. Get your images all going one way and then get them going the other way. Back to back them. You could double them up and you could make a seriously, like a serious bird. It would be amazing. And I will probably be doing some like that, but for right now I'm sticking with the single-sided images. And this is just the way I want to do it right now. It's easier for me. I'm learning the process, and for right now, that's what I want to do. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get some of our foam tape here. We'll cut a few pieces off. One of the things that I do want to do, this one is going to be a plant stick. So I have my stick here. I'm going to add some beads to this. Now again, I don't have many beads that will work on these. Trying to think if one of these, I don't want to change these. These are staying the same. I'm not going to do anything with these. In fact, I have already resined these, and these are staying. They're not going to be changed. But I do have a couple more here somewhere that I sat aside before I started working. I didn't think I was going to be using them, so that's why I put them aside. And of course, I don't know exactly where I put them. Hold on, you guys. Okay, so I found my other stick pins, and I think I'm actually going to use, I had thought maybe I wouldn't use them, but I think I'm going to use a stick pin on this one, because I really believe that this is going to be a super gorgeous piece, and I want it to be put together in a beautiful way. So what we're going to do, first things first, we're going to put this clear bead on at the top. And then I'm going to take a spacer here, put that on next. And then I want to take one of these glassy looking beads. If I can find the hole, there it is. And that looks really pretty on there. And then let's do this. We're going to take a spacer again. I don't want to put too many beads on this because I need to save space, but I thought that would be really pretty there. And then one more spacer and maybe one of these gold pearls like that. I think that is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull those out of my lamp. Whoopsies. And I am going to add a little bit of resin right here at the tip of that pearl, but I want to get that under that lamp immediately and get that pearl to hold down right where it's at so that none of these beads are going to move or go anywhere. But here, I see I've already got a bubble on my pearl where the resin sort of ran. We don't want that. Let me get one of my paper towels here. And this is the kind of stuff that happens with resin. What I should be doing is using my B7000. There. I got enough on there that it's going to be fine. I'm going to probably put a little bit more resin on it later and make sure that it does not go anywhere. Those can go over there. So now I've got a few more beads that I can use. I've got other beads, you guys. I'm going to go through all my stuff and I'm going to find some of my other beads, and so that I can really use some really, really pretty beads. I did get some in Happy Mail, but some of them, especially on these sticks, will not fit. But I do know I have bigger beads. That's why I kind of didn't want to use the stick, because I can't put the really pretty beads on it because they won't fit. And I don't want to spend an hour trying to sand it down and then end up breaking it anyway. So I'm definitely using this one on this beautiful butterfly. It's going to be gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right there. And I'm going to take a piece of this foam right here. I'm going to cut, let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to see if I can get that to hold on there. Pull that top piece off real quick. And I'm going to add some resin right here and right here, and I'm going to put it around the edges of that foam piece there. And I'm going to pop that under my light. I wanted to put my pad back in there. Oh my goodness, guys, this is not... I don't know why sometimes it slides in there just perfectly. There went my glue gun. Sometimes it slides in there just perfectly, and other times it gives me a hard time. I know why. It's my fault, because there is a little bit of, probably a little bit of resin on those edges, and it sticks. So, okay, so now let's get this back under the light. And then this one's going to go on next. Wait till you guys see this. This is going to be so pretty, I think. I really think this one's going to turn out amazing. It's going to be a lot like the one that I made this morning, which is this one, with a few differences, of course. But this one is an actual skewer stick, and I already put this in one of my plants, one of my fake succulent. Oh my gosh, it looked so pretty. Oh, I was so excited. Okay, so we've got that down. It's stuck. And I'm going to take and put another piece of foam down here. Whoops. And I'm going to put it going this way, just like that. I don't really want it that close to the skinny portion of this though, so I'm going to cut a little piece of that off. Well, these scissors are cute, but they really don't cut real well. Not at the tips anyway. You got to get it really in there to get it to cut. Okay, that's good enough. And there we've got our sticky, and we've got our beautiful plant stick in there. And this is our medium-sized bird here. And she's gonna go... I want to get her so that the wings look right. Let's see. Kind of want her to go right there. Now see, I do have my wings a little bit closer together than I wanted them to be. And I don't want to break this. So I'm just kind of trying to put a little pressure on them and separate them a bit. If I could, it would be good if I could put the beads there. There we go. Woohoo! That looks gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay. And then what I will do is I will pop some resin back behind that bead so it stays exactly where it is. I'm going to pop some resin in there and right here to resin down that other sponge. And of course I need to take this off so that I can get it inside there. It's hard. It's hard with that stick. I just have to kind of find a spot where I can get it in there. And again, you guys, after I get done with these videos, I take these and I do add curing time under the lamp. And then these two tail pieces, somehow I want to get those separated, and I was thinking I would maybe use this piece on the bottom piece of the tail, and that looks really, really beautiful. So I think that's what I'm going to do there. And that's going to be easy to resin in because it's in there tight as it is, because those two tails are pressing up against each other. So now we'll just situate it, put it on the pad in there, and let that cook for just a minute. And this pretty little top one's going to get some extra embellishing. I'm trying to decide what I want to use on her. I think that flower would be gorgeous, or we could go, let's see, I've got a yellow one here. We could go with yellow, and I think the yellow does just naturally goes well with the blue. I also have a blue one, but I did a blue one. I did blue on this one, so I want to do this one a little different. So we're not going to use the blue today on this one. I've also got other kinds of flowers here that we could use. I don't care for that one. But I really kind of feel like I like the yellow. I kind of want that flower to show though, somehow, just a little bit. So I'm wondering if I put the flower there. I'm going to end up putting rhinestones and stuff on top of it anyway. I guess it doesn't really matter. I've got these pretty little hearts. Really pretty, pretty hearts. So I'm just getting this all squared away. I might as well decide how I want this to look while I'm sitting here. I like the heart there. And let's see, this is sort of a clear one. Or, you know what, maybe what I should do back here is take one of my teardrop rhinestone pieces and put it there. I've got my smaller ones too. I could put the big one and the small one. I could have that one go up a little bit, and if I don't mess around with it too much, I can put that one right next to it like that. And that looks really pretty. And I want this heart to show. There we go. That is super pretty. That looks really good. And then maybe just put this clear one right over here next to the heart. I like that a lot. That looks very kind of simple, but really, really pretty. I do want to leave some space by the tail because I kind of want to put this back here somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop some resin right in between these like I've done everything else. I'm just going to let it drizzle down in there. Just like that. Okay. And I think that looks really, really nice. I'm going to take my brush here, kind of go over this a little bit because we do have some extra resin there. So I'm just going to kind of brush it across her face, just like that. And on this tail, and I think I may add, just go ahead and add a little bit more glass glitter on her, just so that we don't lose that glitter effect. Oh, darn it. I didn't want that to happen. Okay, so let's hold on to this and just sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, I think that's going to be fine on there. And I'm going to set that in my lamp. Put it in for a couple of minutes and I'll be right back. Okay, let's take another piece of our foam tape here. And this one we don't want to be too big. Pop off one side of the sticky. Kind of put it in the middle there, and then I want to go back more towards the tail because the tails on between the medium and the small one feel like they're going to really collide. So I want to get this in the middle there so that it sits up a little bit. And that looks pretty perfect right there. So first things first, I'm going to take my sticky off the top and I'm going to carefully resin around the underside of the foam and get that stuck to the bottom bird. Just like that. And pop that under the light and let that go for just a minute. I hope everybody's doing well today. You know, I'm not supposed to do a lot of chitter chatter here, but I'm a chatter and I like to chat with you guys and see how everybody's doing and all that good stuff. So I hope everybody is doing well today. I'm having a decent day. So that makes me happy. I kind of like that. I choose strength. I don't know if that'll work or not, but I may test that out. I don't think we're going to do this bird, you guys. We're just going to do the one because it's taking plenty of time to do this one, and we'll do this in the next video. She will get her own video because she deserves it. She's going to be so pretty with those eggs and everything. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to do that one. And there we go. We've got that on top of there. So now we have to get, well, we have to cut this little piece of resin off the bottom here because we got a drip. So we're just going to get that off of there. Easy peasy. And now we need to get her stuck in between here. And I'm going to pull my lamp off, and I'm just going to sort of get in between these wings. I need to get some actually on the foam that's at the tail too. I just remembered that. Okay. Got it. There we go. So we're just going to do this just like this. And you can use, if you have the little pen style UV lights, you can use that. But you guys, I'm going to tell you, those are great for little things if you want to quickly stick something to a piece that you're going to put more resin around or what have you. It works great, and you can just do it for a few seconds, and your item is stuck enough that you can work around it and do the rest of the work that you want to do. But those pen lights don't have the strength that these nail lamps have, and so what's going to happen is you're going to have to sit there with that pen light on there for like 4 or 5 minutes to get a really, really good stick. So for me, I prefer to just use my lamp. I'll hold both pieces and I will put it around the edges, and I know that I got in there and I got that on there well because it's a stronger lamp. So that's what I choose to do. You don't have to do it that way, you guys, but it works for me. I'm looking at this. I'm trying to see if there's a spot maybe that I could put this. I choose strength charm. I just don't know. I could take it and make it part of the stick. Ooh, that's kind of cool, actually. Just like that, if it's part of the stick. But I wonder if that would be too low. You know what? I'm going to save that. I think I might use that when I do the plant stick with the skewer, because I think that's going to hold it much, much better. And it's going to have more space to put that on, and it won't prevent the stick from going down into the plant. So we're going to do that. Okay, we have got this on our stick. Now, the only thing I can see here is the stick feels like it's way over here, and it is, and that's okay because it will still stick in the plant stand. It'll still stick, and when you put it in there, it will sit still. It's not gonna, you know, twist and fall. So, I mean, it's fine. I am not sure that I want to put these flowers. Now, had I left those pieces of bling out and put those like right there, I think they would have been good. But I think it's just too much for this little piece. What I could do, I've got these. This is kind of cool. This is just little leaves. It's an earring with little silver and blue metallic leaves. I could put that in there and let that hang down, and it wouldn't be quite so dramatic. Yet it is very pretty. I'm just trying to see if maybe, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to put anything hanging on this one. I think we're going to leave it just the way it is. Imagine that. I'm not going to add to it. That's not like me. But I think it looks pretty just the way it is. So I don't want to add more to it and just because. So there's no reason to do that. So I've got this little heart is something that I want to use on one. And I really kind of want to have it coming maybe like behind, coming from behind the bird, something like that. And I think it would be so pretty, and it actually might level this one out. It does, kind of. If I was to put it right there on the side of her face, or I could put it right there, coming out. That actually looks really pretty, doesn't it, you guys? And it does kind of level this one out. I think I like that. Let's go ahead. We're going to add this to this because I really do think it's going to make, oops, the difference in making that look the way that I want it to look. I got some glue in there, but not a lot. Okay, so if that goes right there, I think that's going to be fine. So I'm going to pop my resin on there. Right in there. Turn my lamp on, and I'm going to get that. Oh. Hold on, it's starting to slip. I've got to really hold on to that. Okay, you guys, I need to put a little more resin on there because I feel like it didn't get enough. And I'm going to pop this lid under there. Set my lamp down just like that. And get this resin off my hands. Ew. And I will be right back, you guys. Okay, you guys, got her done. She is gorgeous, and that's in there really, really well. Yay. And then this is the one I did this morning, so you can see kind of the difference between the two. And this one looks beautiful in my plant. It looks absolutely amazing. So I will take some pictures of this in my plant. I just have a little, like a fake succulent, and it is super pretty. And this looks amazing in it, and I'm sure this will look amazing as well. I wish I had something that was a little less sort of invasive on this. I'm wondering if I was to put this one in there. This one has just a little pearl at the top, and let that hang down from there. That would be really pretty, but you can see it's so long that it would hang almost to the end of that, the point to the pin. So that's probably not a great idea. Although if you wanted to use this as a stick pin, there you have it. You can use this as a stick pin, and that can hang as long as it wants to. So yeah, that would be okay too. So I didn't even think about that. But if you're using it as a plant stick, then, you know, you got a little different thing. It's going to hang too long. So I'm just going to leave it off on this one, like I said. And these little items over here, pretty, pretty, pretty. I was thinking that would be pretty on one. I mean, look at how gorgeous that is. The colors and everything. So we've got that. I've got this, which would be pretty as a tail piece. I've got little butterflies that Robin sent me. She sent me a bunch of little butterflies. I've got my charms that I bought. Here's another butterfly that's very, very pretty. I've got this sitting around that I've had forever and haven't used yet. I thought that would be pretty in a tail, you know, like in one of the tails coming out, because of the way that it it fans, it would be a pretty tail piece. So yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff we're going to use on these other ones. We're going to get them going, and I'm going to try and find some different colored birds too. But this is my little Bluebird series. So thanks a lot for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I loved doing it, so I hope you loved it too. And I will be back shortly with another video, and we will get to work on our little robin and her nest. I've got these other bluebirds going on here, and once I'm done with all the bluebirds, we will move on to some other pretty colored birds and stuff. I think I did find some purple and like some yellow ones, and I've got, you know, the yellow flower. I've got one more yellow flower left, but I did order more of these flowers, so those should be coming within a week. I get those on Etsy, and so I will put the link to her Etsy shop for you guys if you're interested in buying any of these beautiful flowers. They're amazing. I get 100 in different sizes for 20 bucks plus shipping, so that's not too shabby. She gives the best deal I have found on Etsy. I get through this seller. I've seen these, there's a lot of them that have these flowers, but there is nobody that gives the deal that she gives on 100 flowers. And they're always perfect. I might get a broken leaf on one occasionally, never more than one in a package, and I can pop that leaf off and just use the flower. It doesn't matter. Or if there's a edge of a flower that gets broken, I don't worry so much about stuff like that if there's one in the package, because that corner can be tucked up under another flower and you'll never even see it. So, but you can see most of mine have been in perfect shape. They're great, and I love those flowers, you guys. I cannot get enough of them. And like I said, I am out. I've bought 200 so far, and I've used all of them with the exception of maybe 4 or 5 flowers. So that's how much I love these flowers. And speaking of which, I am probably going to resin over the tops of these flowers, because I really do feel like that makes a huge difference. And while I'm talking to you, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to just gently go over this with some resin and pop it under my light. I'm going to do the same thing to those blue flowers, because you guys can see the difference between the matte finish on these and the resin finish, which just makes them look like beautiful china when I paint them with resin. I mean, it really does. They come out so gorgeous and so finished and polished off that I love putting the resin over the tops of these. So I'm going to pop these girls under my light real quick. But anyways, you guys, I know I didn't read a inspirational quote today. I kind of got sidetracked, and I just started working on this. Trying to get a bunch of videos done right now, you guys. I'm a few videos ahead right now, thank goodness. And I want to get a few more ahead, so that if I have some moments that I can take some resting time, I'm going to get some rest. Because, you guys, I'm getting tired. I'm not tired of doing this, not at all. But I do need to start getting more rest for my body, because I'm not only doing this, I'm working my regular job. And I am, there's a lot of stressful stuff going on in just in life in general right now. And so I need to start taking some time for myself and just relaxing a bit. So I'm going to start doing that for sure. So if I can get several videos ahead, I'm going to get to do that. Look at that. Look at the shine on those flowers. Is that not gorgeous? So they look absolutely beautiful, you guys. I'm going to see if I can kind of lift this up for you and get you a closer view. Look at those. Look at the beauty in these, you guys. So anyway, take care, everybody. Be kind. Love yourselves. Take care of yourselves first and foremost. Love your family. You know, don't forget to stop by and watch a video or two for Carol. Craft. Make sure you're doing your crafting, you guys. If it's something you love to do, do your crafting and find some peace in sitting down to your craft table or wherever you work. Find some peace in just sitting down and enjoying your crafts and your passion. I think it's really important. It helps me a lot. And there are times when I like to just come in here and craft without a reason or a purpose. I just think of something I want to make and I make it. And sometimes we've got to do that. It can't always be work for me because then I could find myself getting burned out. I'm not burned out right now, so it's hard to burn me out on crafts because I've loved it my whole life. If I could have made this my life career, I absolutely would have. And I think I could have done very well at it, but it wasn't very encouraged early on. And so I kind of put it down for a lot of years. And don't do that, you guys. Don't put down your crafts. Don't let anybody tell you it's not worth doing, because it is. And I find that a lot of people really enjoy the gifts and things that I make for them, and they display them in their homes. So I enjoy that. That makes me happy. So, okay, you guys. So take care. Be safe. Be well. Be loved. And give love. And stay safe, you guys. And I will see you in the next video. Another bird video coming up in the Bluebird series. And then we will go on to the other colors of the rainbow. So we're going to do yellow, green, purple, pink. We've got a pink bird here. She's pink and she's beautiful. And some other colors too. So thanks a lot, you guys. Take care. Love you all. God bless you. Stay tuned for pictures on the back end. Bye-bye.